Did you need anything going up here? Did you need help?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? You can say if you go, I will go.
I don't need it.
Let's see if it's good.
I know.
Oh, you know where they would be?
Yeah, and they're following the big closet.
It's cat. That's me.
Always did. I'm getting not used to that.
Big Brandon.
I speak myself. Yeah, that's what I can do. Like, for me, when I'm sitting here, like, it doesn't really matter that much. Because, like, it's gonna pick up on that.
I don't know. It depends on
That whole live stream is like the worst sound. Really? It sounds like you're underwater.
probably like I can change that. But it would depend on like you guys.
Could I make a break next week?
We got batteries.
I'm not.
Here we go. This is the only good song you put on. Ready? Here we go. Hold on.
Oh, because the music is on.
Oh, that's why. We're just
He's like music on it. Testing.
wow. This really is. You have 2 minutes.
I thought it was this. Oh, that's it. You know the dance?
Yeah, you gotta do the figures.
Sorry about that.
Everybody can be
Testing.
I'm not sure if it's working. It's working.
Testing. Might just be maybe the.
That is working.
I know.
That's just me.
Oh my god, my boss gas.
I did know that.
Pencil over here.
It's probably not, honestly.
Oh my god.
And that's holding.
Watch out. I'm gonna go around the phone. You don't have to go to her office, it's a 4x5, but they just send it to you on the website. I have a plan
Are you ready, Evan?
Take it all.
Are you ready?
I can be. Where's Katie? Katie is excused absence today. For what? She has an honors induction. And I made the executive decision that counts.
Wow. She didn't want to tell me.
She texted me a couple days ago.
Where is it?
That he's not coming.
Oh, yesterday you told me something came up.
I call to order the April 11th meeting of the Student Government Association. We are live streaming, but please review your agendas while Adam does roll call.
Michaela Evans.
Here.
Keith Levens. Levi Ekstrom. Here. Caitlin Egan. Nicholas Smith.
Here.
Timothy Allen. Here. Isabella Cateo.
Here.
Haley Kane.
Here.
Kaylin Westcott.
Here.
Maggie Roberts.
Here.
Konstantinos Tsopoulos. Here. Christopher Lannon.
Here.
Eric Hardy. Here. Ethan Haynes.
Here.
Loic Black. Here. Alexandria Malias.
Here.
Daniel Lyons.
Here.
Lucas Appel. Scott Dewan.
Here.
Nick Palumbo.
Here.
Sarah Harrington.
Here.
Joseph Bonilla. Angela Hayes.
Here.
Justin Wald. And Jack Roy.
Are there any corrections to the April 4th minutes? Seeing none, the minutes are approved.
Now for your presence report, Aaron Lessing.
Hello. Something's going around. So some people are not here tonight. Some that I've told not to come because they are sick. But that's all right. We have no guest speaker tonight, but I did have a few things to catch you up on. First of all, next week, State Senator John Velas is coming to be our guest speaker. And I've also invited President Thompson, but I've not got a confirmation yet if she will be able to make it. But this is a dress code meeting, so please be aware of that for next week. Dress up, business casual to wedding, whatever you want in between. And then next, if anyone's able to sell tickets this Saturday at either 11:30 a.m. or 6:30 p.m., you'd probably be there for about 45 minutes. I'll be at the 11:30 one for the dance company's recital. We do need at least 2 people to volunteer for each time. So please let Laura know if you're able to do it, as you need to know the processes for the cash boxes. Like I said, I'll be at the 11:30 one, if anybody wants to do it with me then. And then some small updates. Fresh Check Day is Thursday. Fresh Check Day is what Raven Burnell from the Counseling Center came down to talk to us about a few weeks ago. Usually they have like a lot of small tables with focuses on different areas of mental health. So please check that out. They're usually always fun and they have stuff to give away to students, usually. And then also this Thursday, the Care Center is putting on a financial care package presentation for graduating seniors at 4 p.m. in the Care Center. To discuss student loans and payment plans. If you're a senior and you need to go to that, go to that. Yeah, and then Friday is Owl Appreciation Day from 1 to 3 p.m. Sale department's putting it on, so please go if you, yeah, please go. It should be nice. It's gonna be about 80, I think. And then student government has been invited to attend the leadership summit that is put on by the Interfaith Center. It's this Saturday from 8:30 to 3 p.m. in the Owl's Nest. I'll be attending for the morning portion, but I'm gonna go to the dance company's recital, sell tickets. There is like a QR code on that big board in the back to RSVP if you are interested in going to that. But yeah, and then next, I sent you all an email in the SGA group on Outlook regarding the link for a quick form for the review of the executive board. It should be anonymous, but if you find that it's not, please let me know. I wanted it to be anonymous, but just fill it out. It's literally like 6 questions, I think, maybe even less. Just asking, like, there's a litmus test, 1 to 10 on it, how you think we've done, and then just some more open-ended questions that you guys can answer however you like. And all criticism is welcome. Just don't hurt my feelings, no. No, it's appreciated. Every year changes need to be made, so it's good to see what everybody thinks is working and what's not working. Yeah. And then finally, in the same email, I did send you a draft of the common hour policy. So I'm looking to approve the final draft next week if possible. Please look at that policy and let me know what suggestions you have. It's just a draft and we haven't submitted it yet to AUC, but currently, like, exec looked at it yesterday and we decided we need to suggest an actual time. In the draft, we give guidelines for allowing a committee, a governance committee, to decide what time, but we thought it might be good to suggest a time. And if not, they can take it or go with another time that they decide. So we're looking at that to find a time that we think would work best. And then we're also going to be looking at the sister schools of Westfield to have backing for additional common hours, see how many common hours other schools have and stuff like that. So yeah, take a look at that policy throughout the week. Send me an email if you have any suggestions. That's about all I got for this.
Are there any comments, questions, or concerns for Aaron? Seeing none, thank you, Aaron.
Vice President.
Vice President Support of Student Life, Aaron Lessing.
Thank you. Jack is out, so I thought I'd reminisce some of my good old days of VP of Student Life and ask for feedback on the housing process. I'm just gonna, I have another question, I'll wait a little bit, but what you got for the housing process? Sarah's moving her chair back.
Any feedback for Aaron? Dan Lyons.
So for those who were in the honors program and are wanting to choose honors housing, you had to respond to a separate email. And also for some reason, those who are in the honors program, they couldn't see what rooms were already taken, but other students could. They look on the floor plan and see and also see the roster.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of confusing. And we also had to choose a backup room in case for a reason we didn't get it, and that probably messed with what rooms other people actually could have chosen. So it was kind of disjointed. I think I could have improved upon.
Okay, thank you. Quick note, Jack is meeting with John Zacco on Thursday, I think he said, so he'll be taking all these to his meeting with John.
Sarah Harrington.
I had a roommate group of 5 and one of my roommates was gonna buy out a double and she had accommodations and the only way she would get her accommodations was if she was forced to live with random people or because he sent her an email saying that. And then when we went to sign up, there was only uni available and in 3 doubles, so we couldn't sign up at all because we had an odd roommate group. And then when we called John Zacco, he was just blatantly rude. And when I talked to other people, he was rude to them on the phone too. And I know we were all frustrated. It was a hard process, but I didn't think it was really necessary to be.
Can I get you to readdress on? So I've heard that from a few people saying that it was more rude coming from. I know there's been some tension with students also being rude, which I'm not happy about. But he was being rude to him personally, or
He was we got through to him eventually, and he was cutting us off. We were trying to tell us our situation. He was well, you can't sign up in a group of 5, and just being aggressive.
Okay.
For
Sorry.
Ethan Haynes.
Mainly just as a point of information, I had a conversation with John. He said that buying out a double is not going to happen for fall semester at all. That was based on my conversation with John. I don't know if he's just telling me that to satisfy my needs, but that's what I was told by John.
Chris Landon?
I would just say, I understand it's a very stressful situation for him and everyone, but I would like for in the future going forward, if he was a little bit less agitated or aggressive about it, because that kind of rubbed off the wrong way, especially, I was down there yesterday talking to him, and a girl in front of me got just completely shouted at, and I didn't think it was right.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure he's been going through it with the housing process, but it's still not appropriate. Thank you for telling me that.
Any further? Alexandria Malius?
It just was like weird because a lot of people I was talking to who did my accommodations never got a different time, and we were trying to like connect them with housing. Like two of my roommates right now have accommodations, but neither of us got the email for it. And then once we tried to meet with John Zappo, he kind of just made it seem like some accommodations like aren't as well as other accommodations. And I feel like for that, he kind of just like was really rude about it. And then because if someone didn't get like the accommodation time, we got a later time. And it was like at 8 o'clock, and so there was 0 rooms available. So like she didn't even get a like something, and she still has not been able to like get food.
Okay.
Supervisor Ekstrom?
So since when has there been a limited number of co-ed dorms before I finish the rest of it? Like, was that given at the presentation that there was a certain amount?
Co-ed dorms? I thought all dorms were co-ed.
Rooms, apparently, there's co-ed room caps that,
No.
so I had a situation of a group, they were my residents, they had, there's only 4 of them, and they were told that all of the co-ed rooms were taken and that they had to disband their group, and then they had to get into a room with girls that they didn't know. And one of these friends is going through transition, so now that puts them in an awful scenario of having to come out to people that they don't have to, and there's just all those risks, and that led to a lot of emotions. It individually got solved, I'm assuming because of maybe that honors thing where rooms were being taken for backups, and like maybe there was a debacle there, but a room opened up and they sorted it individually. But I'm just confused where this co-ed cap thing came from, if it even is a thing, why it's a thing, how groups can get disbanded like that. It's just like, there's way too many issues with this housing selection process, and some of them that like, we didn't even know existed. So, that's where I heard that.
Thank you.
Any further? Adam Carpenter?
I know like, this is just more of a question for Jack to ask. Did they change the housing system because it wasn't working this year? Like in issues that haven't happened previously where you could only pick one room? I know a lot of people got that, where there weren't options for selecting rooms. They just gave you one option and then kind of said, deal with it. I had to call housing and then they placed me in a room after giving me options over the phone. But when I heard that happened to a bunch of people, and sometimes it worked out for them where it was what they were looking for. But I was told me and my friend could have a double in Courtney. That was our only option. And then like, it's not really gonna be productive, especially in a short-staffed department as is, to then have to answer a million calls about that.
Okay.
Any further? Alexandria Malius?
It's just like one thing that he was talking about, like, came to my mind was that a lot of people that I knew that were from Newhall, like, are either like, they need it because of like the bathroom situation, and then they said that there was no more available rooms for when they could go, like, they could be comfortable, so now they're getting forced to like, live in dorms that don't have individual bathrooms, and they're just not comfortable with it. So I just wish there was maybe a way where like, be changed in the future.
Levi Ekstrom?
So I guess point of information is that all of the halls have gender neutral bathrooms, it's just how accessible they are, and like, so it's not that none of the buildings don't have any, but like, it's still, you don't wanna live there because it's uncomfortable and
Yeah.
ridiculous.
There's some buildings, there's only one.
Yeah, and it's like on silly floors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any further? Chris Lennon.
I was told, by one of my friends that if spaces run out, in Courtney, then Dickinson will be open to sophomores, but I was also told that then by my RD, that Lammers would open up. So like, is there enough spaces for everyone who's an upperclassman to be in either the new hall or the apartments or Courtney?
Okay.
Because there was some misinformation on that.
Yes, I'm seeing a yes.
There's room for everybody to have a room. If you want a room, you can have a room. We got rooms coming out all over the place. So you go through room selection, you may not like the room that you get. And then we encourage you to go, waitlist will be open on April 14th. And you can sign up and, we'll start to shuffle the puzzle pieces, which will make it.
Any further?
I had a follow-up question, sorry, Adam. So when John came down, we also had a discussion, I only brought it up to him and there wasn't really much discussion about it, but regarding locking bathrooms in rest halls. And I just want to see how people feel about it. Because at the moment they are locked, would we want to unlock them, etc.?
Any comments? Chloe Sampson.
Just point of information, remember to stand up and project when you guys talk, just so Adam's phone can pick up everything for his minutes. That's all.
Any comments? All right, I'll just give a comment. So it's actually about more of your first question. So I will say that I know for a lot of rising juniors and rising seniors, I think the greatest point of frustration was regarding New Hall and how a lot of students took New Hall very early on in the process because of the accommodations. Of course, that's just the way it's going to be. I think with Lambert's closing, that was the greatest point of frustration for a lot of people, was then all the accommodations that students had in Lambert's moved over to New Hall, and there were very few rooms left for anybody in New Hall. So I think that was one point. And then regarding your second question, of course, I think for a lot of us, it would just be convenient if they were unlocked. The only point I would give in terms of locking it is that when I go on tours and we tell people about the security features with your ID in the bathroom situation, they seem to like it. And that's kind of a driving factor for that. So it's going to be a thing just to consider. I think for current students, it's good to unlock it, but there's a point that, of course, locking it was a benefit for parents that were on the tour.
Question.
Good. Yes.
So I responded to this in the form that was sent out. But for me, I think that overall, if you're a resident on campus, you should have access to, like, if you are a male, you should have access to all of the male bathrooms in the resident buildings.
Mm-hmm.
By your key card, it should be locked to, if you live in that building, only you have access to those bathrooms, because I think yes, it is safe, but I also think that if you live on campus, you should be able to use the bathrooms.
Okay.
Any further? Chloe Sampson.
It's a hard job.
Let's talk about it. I think Emily brought this up at Exact, and since she's not here, I'm gonna say it. Everywhere else you go in life, bathrooms aren't locked unless you're in like Boston and they just don't use unless you pay. And I think having access to only one gender obviously leaves out non-binary people. I think also if you don't have your key card on you, and we've heard things happening at other schools where students are killed at mass shootings because they're unable to get into a bathroom because they don't have a card on them. And that's a death that could have been prevented if they could have gone into a bathroom and locked it. So I am for fully unlocking.
Adam Carpenter.
On a much more cheery note, I'm gonna go when you have like a visitor in your building, you can then, like, if I had a girl like in my dorm, I mean, not my dorm, but like, say I lived in Courtney Hall and like I had a girl that came over my room, they can not use the bathroom, because my bathroom key card only unlocks the boys' room and the men's room. So that's something that's very important for me, just convenience wise. It's like, am I gonna make them walk back to their room? No. Yeah.
Any further? Nick Palumbo.
I'm gonna agree with Adam, that they should be unlocked completely, because it just makes more logical sense.
Okay. So I'm just playing devil's advocate. I've heard the argument the other way, especially female students are afraid of the sexual assault, having the bathrooms open. Any comments on that?
Hannah Carpenter.
I'm just gonna say it'll happen anyways, and it's also very bold to assume that you cannot be assaulted by the same gender. Just want to throw that out there. So like that shouldn't be the full reason why we're not going to do this. It's obviously consideration, but don't stake the hat on that.
Yes. Lower Black.
I think it should be put in for, when we do the reviews at the end of the year for housing of how our building was. I think maybe the question should go to the students as a whole to see how they want to decide it, and then go off of whatever the majority is on there.
So wait, hold on. What do you, at the end of the year?
When we do the housing review, like I did it last year, like asking like how your RA was, how the building was it to your cleaning standards, stuff like that. And then I think maybe that question should be put on there if possible. So it's answered more. It's not the same as going out online and not reaching the same amount of people. It's kind of in their face.
Okay.
So they're more likely to do it.
Yeah, Maggie's telling me that it is on it. But I think that's a good point. We could even put it on the elections, just as a ballot question, see how people feel about it. If you guys would want to do something like that. We can do that with other things as well. But if people like that idea to gauge more, because it seems like this is going to be something that's kind of fixed, probably not, or changed, probably not this year, but probably next year. So we can do that as well.
Any further? Levi Ekstrom.
I would just say that at the end of the day, assault is assault and a bathroom is a bathroom. They don't have to hold hands, so I see no reason for a lock to be on the door for that cause. Yeah, that's really it. I don't even think it has to be more of a conversation than that. I think you were also silent at the beginning when you asked it, because it feels pretty straightforward.
Okay.
So I don't even know if there is much debate to be had.
Awesome.
Any further? Seeing none, thank you, Aaron.
Thank you, everyone. All right, Curriculum Committee, Sarah Harrington.
Hi everyone, I hope you had a good Easter to celebrate. At the UCC meeting this past Friday, April 7th, we started with the new psychology concentrations. We approved counseling clinical as well as forensic concentrations to be sent to AUC. We approved the marketing minor and added more course options to the marketing program. We tabled the political science, international studies, and law concentration, as well as some adjustments to the major due to there being no representative to answer questions regarding each, but we took the prerequisite to political science 323 since this was clear. For biology, we removed some options to fulfill a requirement, and then lastly, we approved changing the name of Education 319, Foundations of Teaching and Learning, to Methods of Teaching 1 through Mathematics.
Were there any comments, questions, or concerns for Sarah? Seeing none, thank you, Sarah. Vice President's Report of Finance, Daniel Courier.
Hello, everyone. This past Friday, I had the opportunity to meet with Vice President for Administration and Finance, Steve Taxar. We discussed a number of items ranging from enrollment to electronic signatures. So we'll give you the rundown of the meeting. So as of our meeting, first-year deposits are sitting at 377 compared to 343 at this time last year. And transfer deposits are sitting at 94 compared to 87 this time last year. So that's definitely an improvement. We are on track to be at our budgeted full-time undergraduate day number of students, which is 2,960. This figure is a 1% reduction in overall enrollment year to year. As a result, we are anticipating student activity fee revenues less the PVTA expenditures being $414,400. Frenzel Hall remains on track for occupancy in early August. The area occupied currently by the mailroom will be vacated at that time in order for crews to perform work in the space and allow for the Bonacos Academic Center to occupy it by next spring. President Thompson has confirmed that the next major capital project will be the complete restoration of Bates Hall. I had the opportunity to connect with her yesterday, and she indicated that she is interested in creating a human development center that will be interdisciplinary in nature and bring students through various aspects of the human life cycle. This will be a great opportunity for collaboration between students in nursing, health sciences, education, and beyond. Other capital projects include upgrading technology and adding more gender-neutral bathrooms on campus. A full list of projects will be made public during the Board of Trustees meeting later this month. The campus is currently undergoing a space utilization study that will help to inform our next campus-wide master plan. A final report is expected by the end of the semester or early next semester. In addition, the state is in the process of conducting a study on fossil fuel use by public institutions of higher education, particularly with how we heat and cool all buildings on campus. This study is in the early stages and more information will be available soon. The Sustainability Committee is currently putting together a proposal for a part-time sustainability coordinator position. This proposal will be sent to Finance Cabinet and the President for approval. We also discussed electronic signatures. For those that don't know, many companies utilize software such as DocuSign and Adobe Sign in order to expedite form workflows and allow for a seamless user experience. Also on Present, we use a form workflow as well. This would be particularly beneficial for offices such as the Registrar's Office, who have large volumes of paper and fill in PDF forms in a shared mailbox. This isn't the 90s anymore. We went to get into the 2020s. A pilot has been ongoing for the past year, and a proposal will be made to the Cabinet to purchase a limited number of licenses for approximately $60,000. Those licenses will be able to initiate forms while any member of the campus community can fill out these forms. Should you have any questions, please let me know.
Are there any comments, questions, or concerns for Dan? Seeing none, thank you, Dan. Finance Committee, Dan Curry.
The Finance Committee met yesterday to discuss and vote upon a new set of finance bylaws to be sent to the Rules and Regulations Committee for review. After discussion, discussing the proposed alterations, the Finance Committee voted 3-0 in favor of approving the proposed SGA finance bylaws and to transmit these changes to the Rules and Regulations Committee for review. The next meeting of the Finance Committee will be next Monday, April 24th, 2023 at 3:30 p.m. Well, not the next Monday, but the week after in Ely 020. Should you have any questions, please let me know.
Any comments, questions, or concerns for Dan? Seeing none, thank you, Dan. Blue Key Committee, Elizabeth Mercer.
Okay, so hi guys. Dan Lyons and Justin Wald, you were nominated for Blue Key Committee. Do you accept?
Can we get a confirmation if you accept?
Yeah, sorry, yes, I accept.
Okay.
Justin accepted remotely. Yes.
Okay. And then Jack and Charlie, you are nominated. Do you accept?
Do you accept, Charlie? I accept. And then Jack will accept it as well.
And then Haley, you are nominated. Do you accept?
I accept.
And we also need another junior to nominate another junior.
Yeah. Okay, I would like to nominate Bella for Blue Key.
Do you accept? Okay. Okay, thank you. And then Aaron and Cade were nominated. Do you accept?
I accept.
And then we're just waiting on an email from Cade. Okay, thank you. And then you guys see me after the meeting? Okay, thank you.
Are there any comments, questions, or concerns for Elizabeth? Seeing none, thank you, Elizabeth. Is there any new business? Seeing none, announcements. Adam Carpenter?
I just want to make the announcement that elections are coming up next Tuesday and Wednesday, and you are free to campaign at this point in time for a future position. And check the campaign rules that I sent everyone that's on the ballot in their email, because don't break them or I'll have to kick you out.
Elizabeth Mercer?
This Friday we're going to Thunderbirds.
Oh, yes. Rodney Duteau?
I was gonna say, please go to Leadership Summit. It's gonna be this Saturday at 8 o'clock or 8:30 to review, but we're at 8 o'clock to do breakfast. Yeah, and also use the QR code to register.
Any further? Michaela Evans,
38 days till commencement.
roll call.
Michaela Evans,
Here.
Cade Levens, Levi Ekstrom,
Here.
Caitlin Egan, Nicholas Smith. Here. Timothy Allen. Here. Isabella Cateo. Haley Kane.
Here.
Kaylin Westcott.
Here.
Maggie Roberts.
Here.
Konstantinos Desopoulos. Here. Christopher Lannon. Here. Eric Hardy. Here. Ethan Haynes. Here. Lois Black. Here. Alexandria Melius. Daniel Lyons. Here. Lucas Appel. Scott Dewan. Here. Nick Palumbo. Here. Sarah Harrington.
Here.
Joseph Benia. Angela Hayes.
Here.
Justin Walls. And Jack Roy. Here.
If there's no additional business, I adjourn the meeting till April 18th. It's a dress code meeting, remember that.
Just under 30, 28, 29, 58.
Yeah.
You guys are not
I'm handling. I'm cheating. Yeah. Fine.
Got it.
I think that lady was